Alrighty. Let's see. So we are public. I believe this is going live. Just want to double check because sometimes I do this wrong. This is my first time streaming, so I could definitely do this wrong. But more importantly, if I could just get the link here, that way I could share it to my socials, then we could get started. I'm going to go ahead and update my social media profile on Instagram, and then we can get going in just a second here. Bio, website. Alright, so I think we're good. Go ahead and put in a quick story here. Alright, cool. So if you're just kind of tuning in, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know where you're coming from. I'd love to see, where you guys are coming from, especially if you guys followed me in the past. I'm not sure if this is getting pushed out to any of my past guys, any of my old subscribers back in the car days. But I'd love to hear if you're still around. Check the bio. Alright, so welcome. My name is Jerry Batista, and this is my first live stream ever. My goal here is to really kind of have a little place where I can talk to you guys. I can kind of share a little bit of what the stuff that I'm working on with you guys, and kind of give you some insight, hopefully educate you on the things that I know and the things that I like to talk about. If anybody knows me personally, they know I like to talk. I kind of really I throw myself into deep conversation, and if in the case of my wife, I can kind of get annoying sometimes with that process of the conversation. So I'm kind of almost looking at this as a therapeutic process where I can just kind of talk and kind of get it out. But the things I like talking about is architecture, sustainable energy, EVs, right? Tesla. I'm a big Elon Musk fan, so I follow all things SpaceX and Tesla. I'm a huge real estate kind of guy. I love to see properties for sale. I'm a developer, so I try my hand on buying and renovating property into becoming, buildings that are much nicer than it used to be prior. And since I'm a designer, I'm designing it through and through, and I'm pretty involved in the process. So I think the missing link here is to really just start to showcase some of the stuff. Hey yo, oh Scott, what's up, big guy? Big time, yeah, dude. We go back, man. Hope you're well. Hope the family's well. It's been a while since I saw your name, man. Dang. I'm just happy to be back, honestly, because it's been so long since I was able to communicate with everybody here. As I've been on this little hiatus of figuring out my life, and it's been fun. I'm glad I did that because I was able to kind of recenter a little bit. I'm a dad, so shout out to the dads. My kids are sleeping at the moment since I'm working from home, and at any moment they could just run in here and say what up. So honestly, if that happens during the stream, you know what it is. I already told you. Chilling. Yeah, that's what's up, Scott. That's what's up. Thanks for tuning in, man. So without further ado, I'm just kind of get into it. I know this is my first time streaming, so I don't expect a lot of people to tune in. This is more purely for practice and for getting into it. My goal with this channel is to really, on a weekly basis, start to check in and, really just kind of, show you a little bit of a shoulder view of what I'm working on. And that could be, a plethora of things. I am an entrepreneur by nature. I have a couple of businesses that I'm starting and running and, managing and things like that. I'm a guy that really likes to put my foot into everything. So I know I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. So I know a lot about random stuff, and I'm hoping to really share that here, and again use this as an outlet. But this first video is to really kind of give a little capture of all of it, of the different things, and I'm hoping that you guys who are tuning in can kind of leave a comment and to see what things that you kind of have any interest on the things that I like, and also just to kind of see where we can kind of take this thing. But without further ado, let me kind of dive into some of the things that I do, right? So one of the companies that I own is TrazaDesign, which is this logo right here. It's an architectural design business, and what I do is I design and renovate residential or commercial buildings that are kind of locally to where I live in Rhode Island, and I help people kind of figure out what they want to do and how they're going to get there. So let me just kind of show you a little bit of a render there too. So just as an example, this is a 3D rendering, and in this case, the developer wanted to renovate this into it used to be like a senior living facility. They wanted to turn it into multifamily, like condoized version of that. So the city required them to show them a rendering to see what it would look like from the street, because zoning officials want to understand what the developer is planning on doing. And where I fall in line is I help them visualize that, and so the process that I get to share with people is pretty cool, because it's really like it gets my creative juices flowing, but it also ultimately shows people what they are planning on doing. So I get to help other people do it, and I also do this for myself for my own projects as well. Let me kind of go ahead and show you guys a project that I'm working on now, which is kind of cool. So right here is you got a different view going on here. So we've got a couple of things that we're looking at. On the left hand side, we have my screen that shows the design software that I use, which is Revit. It's called Revit, Autodesk Revit. It basically allows me to draw in 2D, and as I'm drawing in 2D, it makes a 3D version of that. And so on the right hand side, you're seeing Enscape, and this is another program that kind of takes a look at what I'm doing on the left hand side, and it manipulates that in a 3D way that I could visualize it. So a lot of my clients see the right hand side, and then a lot of my contractors see the left hand side, and so that's kind of where I'm in the middle there. But it's a really fun process, really. On the creative level, it allows me to help them understand, them being the client, understand what they're gonna buy, what we're gonna do, right? Each client renovating their house, they're gonna spend anywhere between $40,000 and $400,000, right? Typically. So it's a big range, and before they embark on this huge, renovation project, you should be able to tell what you're going to do. And so, for instance, this client, this house looks nothing like that currently. The house does have a garage. It has a very small second floor. But here we added a third garage. We added a full second floor, changed the roof, and really transformed this project. I won't go into it too deep into this video, but in another video I'll kind of do a deep dive on this. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about here in this scenario and in this program, where I can really start to put colors and associate it with things, and I can start to walk in, which is really cool. Like, it's kind of like a video game, which is why I navigate through it so well. I have a history of I would say I associate architecture with video gaming, and so this is kind of like a cool vibe. I used to be the guy that, like, instead of playing the game, I would just build maps, so this is pretty fun for me. So what you're looking at is not a final product. This is in progress, and we're actually currently working through finishes with the kitchen. Now that we have a layout that we want to go with. So, like, for instance, we moved the refrigerator around a bunch of times. Let me just see if I can show you that. So this is on the left hand side. You can see the plan view of what we're looking at, and again on the right hand side you got the 3D. So, like, something that we have power of as designers is kind of putting things where they need to be, and so a lot of that has to do with how the client is going to use it. So we get to go back and forth and iterate it so many different times on what that's going to feel like. So let me just fly out for a second. Like I said, I'm just trying to do like a quick overview of what this house is looking like, and just kind of give you a little bit of, just kind of some viewing of how this program works and what you guys can expect in the future as I do like deep dives and things like that. So cool stuff. We'll dive in a little bit more later. But another thing I wanted to kind of mention, and Scott, appreciate you guys for passing by. I can see you driving home. Nice. Hey, there you go. Hey, safe drive. Honestly, if you're driving right now and you're watching, safe drive. I do the same thing when I'm driving. I just put the videos on, like on the windshield, but make sure you're being safe. So over here, I'm a developer as well, which I mentioned, and you can see here, this is a drone footage of a building that we own, and again, I'm going to give you like the 5-minute version of a very long story, and I hope to kind of get into more detail, but this is Providence. You can see it on the west side there. I'm sorry, northeast side of the image, and the building right below us, right there, that big building, it's a 42,000 square foot like warehouse that my father bought a couple years ago, and it's in the neighborhood that we grew up in. It's right in Providence, super densely populated, and the thing is that I remember, like, again, I'm almost 30 years old, and when I was this building has looked abandoned since I can remember, and it still looks that way. Even though we've owned it, we're trying to get this going, but our goal here is to renovate it and develop it into a place that has small businesses. It houses a nice and active community, and so the goal here is that as we start to renovate it and start to make some money off of it, we can reinvest like every dollar back into it to make something happen. A project like this is so complicated and so giant. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people to kind of navigate through. At this point, we have a couple of permanent tenants, or I would say long-term tenants, and then a couple of temporary tenants, and that's so that we can pay bills and we can start to reinvest those profits. And so, like, something like this is kind of a huge undertaking because we have myself. It's a bit of a family project. So you got myself, my dad, and my brother all kind of working in, thinking together, figuring out how what the best plan moving forward is on this. And needless to say, it's taking a lot longer than we kind of thought it would, but it's pushing, and we're really excited. The community is starting to give us feedback, and they like to see this. They want to see more. We're getting, there's a high school across the street from us, and we're getting feedback from teachers saying like, hey, we should get a coffee shop. There's a large football field down the street. Where there's like baseball games going on and like recreational football for the kids, and so like now we want like ice cream shops. Like all of that doesn't really exist in this neighborhood, in this stretch of Providence. So we're like super excited to like have a place and have the vision to have that at our building. So that's kind of the plan. I'm really excited. This drone shot was taken about a year ago at this point. So much has changed. I would say, some has changed, but we do have a dance studio in there, right? Like right where that black car is. You can see some windows that are already there, and we have a 3 Live dance studio. Man, they're killing it. It's a 3,000 square foot space, and they're doing hip hop and contemporary dancing, and so like all of that is benefiting the community, which is like I'm huge on. But like I said, nothing moves simply or fast. It's all, complicated and but we take it one step at a time. Take it totally one step at a time. But follow along on this project. This has its own Instagram handle. It's called BucklinPlazaPVD. And you can follow it on social media or check out the website, BucklinPlaza.com, to kind of see how that goes. Or like I said, everything I try to like keep tabs on my personal social to kind of see how things are going, but as we start to renovate and get construction crews in there, I'm hoping to lease up the rest of the space, but even if you're not locally from Rhode Island, I think it'd be cool to kind of tag along because I'm trying to showcase the ins and outs, right? So like as a designer, I designed it, and so the plan is really cool. It's really cool to kind of think through that space. And I don't know if this drone is doing well. Shout out to the drone operator though. These guys did a great job. It's my buddy's company, Move Mountains. They killed it. I love working with them, and I'm hoping that as we kind of move forward in general, I'm hoping to kind of work with different businesses that may want to get a shout out on these streams or anything like that. So feel free to if you are a business owner, reach out to me. I'd love to work together to see how I can help showcase your business as well as mine, and we can kind of work together here. So yeah, that's kind of that's Bucklin Plaza. Again, this is in Providence, and we're talking about solar, right? I'm talking to a solar company about putting a whole solar farm on top of this building here, and so that's kind of cool. So I'm hoping that could be something. The parking lot, see on the left-hand side, is full of construction equipment and random vehicles. But that'll have, I'm hoping to put some EV chargers, seeing as there's a huge Tesla wave going on. I personally have a Tesla. I just bought a Tesla. I love that thing. It's like the family car, so my wife drives it. We are absolutely loving that thing. And I wish I kind of had another slide version of this that I can show you, but we just bought the Model Y, and it's the best car we've ever had. 2022 it's gonna be. I think in 2022 it'll really show the numbers of how many people actually bought the Model Y, because a lot of people are waiting for this. And really, we're saving. I want to say we're saving a lot of money on not having to pay for gas, not having to maintain the vehicle. I'm not sure how much people here know about Tesla or EV cars in general, but there's no drivetrain, there's no oil changes, right? Little stuff like that. There's no. I don't have to maintain certain things. When you pop the hood, you have a frunk, and then the only thing that you can service as yourself is to add more windshield wiper fluid. Come on, that's pretty ridiculous. So, anyways, I'm loving it. I have this kind of this plan to have my Model Y for my wife, and a Cybertruck for myself. I'm a reservation holder as well, and then I just got solar panels installed in my house. So once that's all kicked on and going, I'm hoping that I don't have to pay for electricity at all, besides the fixed rate of the financing for the panels itself. And so it's a no-brainer, especially with these gas prices, man. I know some of you guys, you guys are car guys as well. I just put $90 in my truck. What? Chill. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about the solar panels. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, it's it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So I can't live life knowing that I'm just don't get me wrong. I'm a big gas car guy. I don't think they should be obsolete. They're trying to push it so that that they don't sell gas cars, and I'm not saying we should go there. I think there's a home for EVs and a home for gas cars, and they should both coexist. So yeah, man, feel free to leave any questions if you guys have any. Like I said, I think this first video I'm hoping to just be kind of an intro for myself. I'm trying to get to know the buttons over here. I got this new software that I'm not really used to using. So I'm hoping I can kind of get some things that are fluid. That way you guys can kind of enjoy the video from your end, and also from my end. The ultimate thing that, for me is that I'm hoping to be consistent. And, as you guys know, some of you OG guys, right, Scott, some of you guys in here, that I've tried this in the past. And one thing that's been the toughest thing for me to do is to be consistent. And so as, you guys may be aware, but as a business owner or just even life in general, it's so much work to just keep up with certain things. And I realized that I needed to figure out something better. And so with live streams, I don't have to spend time editing the video, right? Everything happens at one shot. I'm recording it. This is live. This is currently 2:46 p.m. on the East Coast. And, so you guys are watching this as I'm recording it. And the easiest thing here is that as soon as I end this video, I can go back to doing the work that I need to do for my day-to-day. So that's the biggest thing. I'm hoping that I can be consistent on a week-to-week basis and share some updates. I'm hoping that next week for you guys, I'm going to go take a deeper dive onto the architectural side. I have some really fun projects that I'm working on that are both residential and commercial. And the scope is pretty wide, right? So some people are doing like large renovations on their house, and then other people are doing decks and things like that. And all of it is a similar process. You kind of breaking it down to concept, phase, and you kind of help the client there. So cool stuff. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I wonder how long I've been going on. Let me just take a quick pulse of that. I've been going on for, who knows? See, that's the thing. See, I don't even know how long I'm going for. But needless to say, thank you guys. Leave comments below. If you have any other questions, follow me on social media, Instagram, Jerry B. And yeah, man, I'm hoping to keep this thing going. So let me go ahead and put my little end screen back here, which isn't much different. Says thanks for tuning in. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys next time.